All right, here we are at Game 3. Ladies and gentlemen, series is tied up at this point. This is Rifkin, I'm casting today with Zombie Grub. And spawning here in the lower left corner of the map, Derelict Watcher, it's your blue Zerg champion. Give it up, guys, it's Nerchio.
In the upper right, we do have the orange Protoss. It's going to be ShoWtime. I'm looking forward to this map. This map, its third, is like impossible to take.
Is this the third map? After the second, before the fourth?
Yeah, exactly. Lots of threes. But yeah, the third on this map is just, I don't even know how anyone takes it, honestly. I mean, I guess Terran has a better like advantage because we can drop and stuff. But Jesus, this third.
Let's not forget Terrans. We also have that beautiful magic known as the Planetary Fortress.
Oh, no one gets a planetary fortress at the third.
I know, but I'm just saying, when you've got these big exposed bases like this, forget the third for a second, try taking a fourth. It's going to be very difficult for either of these players. Now, it's completely possible, and not unlikely by any means, but it's the fact that these are so exposed, it makes it very nice for players like Nerchio to just run in, to split the forces of his opponent, and try and catch him off guard. Like, we saw ShoWtime doing a lot of splitting in Game 1 and Game 2, and he's opening Gateway again, but the key thing is, like, he's always had the just appropriate response to what Nerchio has split off. If one time in any of the games prior to this he had miscalculated and not sent enough units one way, instead of holding off both fronts, he may have lost one. So on a map like this, on a big map like Derelict Watcher, it's going to be a lot easier for Nerchio, I feel, to run around his opponent. Especially if he takes any engages here in the middle of the map. Look how wide this is. Let me zoom out. Let me double zoom out so you guys can see. There's so much wide engagement areas. I could do that now. I'm going to be abusing the hell out of the Z button. Or Z, I guess, as I would normally say. But yeah, it's cool seeing those big engagements go down the center of the map, because it's definitely a Zerg happy map, I think is a good way to classify this.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a really nice concave no matter what you do against that natural in the third, so keeping it as a Protoss player is going to be very difficult. And I do remember we were casting, I believe it was Strelok, wasn't it? But he was Terran versus Zerg, and the Vipers came out. Yeah, exactly, and the Vipers came out, and he just is like, he had mech, which is great. And the Viper's just like, oh, nope. So I wonder if Nerchio might try and do that, go fast up to Vipers and just really take advantage of the concave with Witch Hydra, and then just, completely do away with the Colossus. Although,
well, ducks are cool, but I think a lot of people really undervalue the effect of Blinding Cloud. Your opponent hits you with force fields, you hit him with Blinding Cloud. Suddenly neither player has like these huge zones of area that they can't attack in.
That's definitely true. And I was just thinking, have we actually seen ShoWtime get a Colossus yet? Did he do that in the first game?
No, not so far today.
Yeah, so maybe he just is not a big fan of them because, I mean, oh my god.
They're so easy to deal with. They really are.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not a more popular strat to go up to Fast Hive and get a Viper. I guess because you are susceptible in the mid-game, so there's that. But
look at the amount of aggression ShoWtime has showed all series. Like we talked about him playing Korean versus European. He's playing very aggressive this entire series so far, and I wouldn't be surprised to once again see him hit with that really nice 8-minute timing.
Yeah, that's definitely true, but just some things we could do. But Nerchio is going up to that 3 base again. Nerchio not doing too much on 2 bases unless he's forced to, of course, because John takes it out. But I feel like if he can get these 3 bases up till that 8-minute mark and actually defend ShoWtime's aggression, he's gonna have a beautiful late game. So far, we haven't seen the terrific late game. Even the first 2 games kind of ended like midish to late. I don't know.
Yeah, abruptly. I think is a good way to describe that.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good word.
Yeah, the one thing I'm kind of curious about, so like Nerchio, he got some really good momentum in that first game, right? Second game, all right, or sorry, let me rephrase that. The first game, ShoWtime got really good momentum. Get the players mixed up here. Second game really didn't go his way, but interestingly enough, again, I got the names mixed up. My bad. The point I'm trying to make here is I'm really curious if ShoWtime will continue to go with these strategies that I think Nerchio's unpredicting. Like, I mean, that Dark Templar, that Dark Shrine, Nerchio was not ready for that, but neither was ShoWtime ready for that Ling run in, right? So both players, if they can, they're both catching each other off guard and making the best of these terrible situations. If this will continue to be the transition through the series, because even in Game 1, was that Beetlejuice versus Phoenixes? Like, again, neither player quite going for that from the get-go, but deciding to swap for it.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Looks like Nerchio did defend that 3-gate aggression that didn't really happen anyways from ShoWtime. So very, very easy stuff coming out from Nerchio. Has about 15 lings on the field once again. This is something we saw from, I think, all the games. He just, gets about 15 to 20 lings and tries to do something with them.
Well, hey man, if you can catch sentries, that's always good. But the one thing I find interesting, he always does is he's doing this without speed. which, there was a time in Wings of Liberty where you would never not see, it's like Warp Tech, like you would never not have metabolic boost on your Zerglings. But now in Heart of the Swarm, we see this being a somewhat common strategy because a lot of Zerg players want to use that gas elsewhere, whether it's for roaches, whether it's for an early lair. Like, Zergling speed is less, yeah, it's starting up kind of late here for Nerchio.
It's interesting to always see him go for these 15 to 20, or 15 lings, and I wonder if he's trying to get an overreaction from ShoWtime, and so far ShoWtime's just like, whatever, I don't care. Or what, like maybe halting the fast third, which I don't think you take on this map anyways. They're obviously good to deal with any 3 gate to 4 gate aggression, but once that's not, I mean, he scouted that it was 3 gate, so I don't know. Anyways, enough about those lings. They'll be useful later anyways, especially once they get the metabolic boost like you were talking about. Meanwhile, he's been joining up behind it very, very well. He's up to 4 gases again. Could definitely go up to the mutas again.
Well, the key thing I want to point out too is he's got his 3rd base this time. Something that was not an opportunity afforded to him last time. Now these lings, while they may not have the speed just yet, they scout the army coming. So they're kind of doing a great job here of just knowing, hey, wow, that's a lot of sentries on their way to my base. I better get something up and I better not drone this next round of larva. Yeah,
he's going to go for those roaches. No mutas for this map, although to be honest, I haven't seen that many mutas in this map. I'm not surprised with that.
Crazy splitting his lings here, going to try and deny this 3rd base. Kind of smelling like that's about the timing. It looks, yeah, gets through just in time. Going to take on the Zealot, the probe should fall shortly after. So ShoWtime will not get an Nexus up here at the 3rd.
No, and that, that's delaying it for a little bit. That's always nice to try.
Oh, sorry, he's got a Zealot there. I thought for a second he had nothing there.
I mean, that was, one of his faults in the last game, but he's learned from it. He has a Zealot there. The attack at the front does not go down. ShoWtime doesn't do very much of anything, just decides to go back home.
I've seen a lot of professional gamers. Like, when it comes to Protoss, the 2 mistakes I find to be the most common. 1, forgetting to fill the hole in your wall, or 2, forgetting Thermal Lance.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, here comes those roaches you've just spoken so fondly of. We'll see if they can do much here. There's a lot of sentries still on the field, though. Only 1 immortal, though.
I don't know. With the amount of force fields that he has, I think he'll be okay.
Nice,
already sliced enough to.
2 roaches for 2 force fields, not too bad. These lings should fall as well. Big creep drop here as well. Talk about annoying.
Yeah, really. No early burrow, though, so no burrow shenanigans going on like that first game. Unfortunately, the Zealots just not going to be able to deal with it. And this is delaying this 3rd for a very long time. I mean, Nerchio just droned up behind at 15 drones. He's up to 70. He's getting that Spire again, so maybe just exactly like game number 1.
ShoWtime's got to be careful, though. I mean, his army's been running around here. He's running around the Rosie at the 3rd base. Trying to kill the Overlord, so the Stalker goes down. Won't kill the Overlord. That's going to be 40 seconds of creep cleanup, guys. If you don't know, that's a fun fact. It takes way too long to deal with that creep.
It does. It's a very long time, man. And, it's also helping them not have defenses there, right? Because the benefit of having that earlier Nexus is, of course, the cannons there, as well as the extra photon cannons on the low ground. But now it's fully undefended. And Nerchio's going to go right in here.
Ooh, baits out a lot of force fields and a time warp. Doesn't even lose a... Well, okay, lost a couple links for it, but not too big of a deal. But oh man,
he's actually going into mutas.
13, yeah, on the way behind this. And right now, guys, if you don't know, the best response to deal with Mutalisks, it's not to have an Archon Ball. Sometimes Storms can get lucky, but you typically want to have those double Stargates down. And right now, he's got Blink Stalkers, well, Blink on the way, but just Blink Stalkers with this many roaches underneath the Mutalisks, I don't think this is going to go well for ShoWtime.
Yeah, and he's still swollen with lings too, and those lings, are really, really great when they get that surround, and this map is made for surrounds. ShoWtime pushing in here, he's gonna see the Spire. Yes, he does see the Spire, so he knows to be extra careful, maybe get some defenses up at home. Mutas are off to the left side, they're gonna try and go straight for the main, it looks like, and really start dealing damage to the probe line.
Pertoof, are you a wizard? How do you know my bitrate, man? But okay, yeah, these Mutalisks coming right on in here. They can't pick up this one pylon really fast if they want to. We're gonna go straight for those probes. Big recall. This is ShoWtime's thing. He's so good with these recalls.
Yeah, he's like, no problem, got a recall. We'll lose some probes at that natural, but unfortunately Nerchio had a really big chance right there to go to the 3rd, but his army had pulled back.
Well, he's actually going to the 3rd now with those links, but these Mutalisks dodging for the natural, going back to the main, still picking off a ton of probes on their way out, and this 3rd base should get canceled. There's no way ShoWtime can expect to save this.
Yeah, no way. He might be able to take out all of the army, however, and then Nexus does get canceled. A lot of sentries. Now, most of the sentries still alive, but the ling numbers are insane, and the Mutas are coming around. Stalkers are finally joining the army.
Guardian Shields are doing what they can, but there's just so darn much here. Ling's still flooding in from the side, guys. Mutas are way above this army. The Blink Stalkers are just proven to be not in range. They can't quite buffer for a lot of this. The Immortals are still standing, though, which blows my mind.
Man, always 3 Immortals still standing. That happened in the first game too. They were just gagging away from the Mutalisk, but
oh, look at this. Nerchio still hitting running though on his way out. Like, he's gonna retreat, but not fully and not without taking a couple more probes with him. 21 workers killed for all that. Not too shabby, and he's still got the supply lead.
yeah, and he has a 4th base too. Like, he is completely fine back here. Any damage he does is so much in his favor. It's silly, you know. The 3rd base has to have been up by now for ShoWtime to be able to deal with this and then continue on with the normal game. Now he's so far behind, he's forced to go out and try and do something. But all the links, all the links are great against this.
They're great, but right now he can't afford to engage like this. Like, the Blink Stalkers are really good dealing with the mobility of this Mutalisk. The Immortals still stand once again. How many health is this? He's got 17 kills and 18 health.
Oh my god. 17, 18, 11, these Immortals are doing some serious work, and you're right, Nerchio needs to wait for that 12 links rather than sending them in bit by bit. But now it's forced, a little.
Yeah, like when you don't have like a big swell of larvae behind this, you're kind of forced to come in a little bit at a time. Drones have been pulled. Drones actually quite excellent in dealing with both Stalkers and Immortals. A lot of people underestimate the value of this, so then actually a really good move out of Nerchio, and as we see here, it's definitely working out for him. Big transfuses going off on the Mutalisks of all units while this is going on.
Yeah, he was doing that for like 6. That was beautiful.
That was so many transfuses and so well handled by our Zerg player. And that's going to take us straight into Game 4, guys.